Hello, everybody. It feels so good to be here with all of you together in person. Thank you for coming to the EL Education National Conference. So we're 40 minutes into the opening of this conference, and I'm the first adult to speak. That's no accident. It is because we know, obviously, that it is our students who are the most powerful speakers about EL education. We also know that it is our students' stories that offer the most compelling answers to why it is that each of our work feels like it matters. We put students at the center of this conference because that's where they deserve to be. But I would also like to recognize that our students' stories are shaped in part because of the work that each of you do every day to deliver or to enable the delivery of a high-quality, life-shaping EL education. So, I'd like you to take a moment, turn to a neighbor, give them a high five, and say thank you for what you do for students. All right, thank you for what you all do for students. So next month, EL Education turns 30 years old. The last 3 decades have been amazing work to shape and to continuously improve with all of you an approach to education that has the intent and the power to launch our students into healthy lives. Now, our 3 decades of work have shown us clearly that brilliance and potential are attributes that are equitably distributed across young people. What is inequitably distributed is access. Access to a powerful, life-shaping education. Increasingly, it is your work, our work collectively as an EL education community, that is being looked at as a leading example of what it can look like to change that. For example, your work, the work of EL education schools, is lifting up an example for the nation, a definition of an expanded view of student achievement. What we count about our students counts because it shapes the education that we aim to deliver to them. And at this time, it is my honor to recognize a group of schools that are doing just this by earning the EL Education Credential. The EL Education Credential intends to lift up an evidence-based vision of school excellence across 3 dimensions of student achievement. And at this time, it is my honor to recognize the group of schools that are receiving the EL Education Credential this year. Please join me in recognizing the great work of these great schools. Expanding the definition of student achievement is also what the EL Education National Research Agenda is focused on. And I am excited to share with you now some hot off the presses new research findings. A study of middle schools during the COVID-impacted years demonstrated that compared to a rigorous control group, EL education students are more likely to say that their teachers care about them. Next slide, Mike. EL education students have a greater sense of purpose, a belief that their schoolwork is meaningful. EL education students understand concepts like respect and empathy differently than their peers, with more complexity, connection to action, and acceptance of difference. EL education teachers experience a more positive school culture and climate, and they bring this positive whole school culture into their classrooms. And that even at the height of COVID, there was, in fact, a buffering effect of being an EL education school. Now, I believe that research and findings like these matter. For me, these findings are incredibly resonant with what we just experienced in the student keynotes this morning. But it is important that we verify our lived anecdotal reality with rigorous research, because what we count counts, and how we count it does as well. So we will make the findings available to you later this year, and for right now, I'd invite you to turn to a neighbor and share one thing about these findings that is exciting to you. Please. Hey, crew! Hey, crew! On behalf of all of us, I am excited to say that as EL education turns 30, we are larger and serving more students than we ever have before. I'm also excited to say that we are growing at a rate far faster than we've ever grown before. And I am proud to say that we have a lot to collectively be proud of about the growing collective impact we are having on education in this country. You are doing work that matters. And it is also true that we have a whole lot that we have to continue to be learning together. And that's what this conference is all about. It is a time for all of us to come together in celebration, in support and community. And it is 3 days for us to continue to push our own learning and building our own capacity to be of increased service to our students. And I would like, in closing, to simply offer you that I wish for you a great EL Education National Conference, and that I thank you deeply for being part of the EL education community. Let's go.